Hey guys, it is autumn. I wanted to start a blog, or a vlog I guess, to let you guys know my experience with infertility. It hasn't necessarily been, how do I put that? It hasn't necessarily been announced or diagnosed that I have infertility, but I am starting infertility medication, and I just kind of wanted to give you all an update about my life and how it happened and what's went on. And so I went in high school, and up until I was 26, I took antidepressants / anxiety meds / things like that. Just, down the dumps kind of thing. I didn't know what else to do really to take care of that. But when I was 26, I was miraculously healed, and I no longer have anxiety nor depression or anything like that, and I literally stopped my meds, and I have not been back on them since, so hallelujah, thank Jesus for that. Now skip a little bit. So during that time, I was with my first husband, and I remember on our honeymoon, I took my last pill, and I haven't had one since. So after we got married, we were together for 4 years, and then on our 4th year anniversary, we got married, and like I said, on our honeymoon, that's when I took my last pill, and never took another one. So I'm super excited to even say that. So now it's been 7 years since I've had a pill, so thank Jesus for that. Very, very great. So anyway, I might tell more about that story here in a little bit, but basically I wanted to get you to my journey and where I'm at now. We kind of just, we didn't necessarily start trying when we got married, but we didn't stop it either. So no protection, no birth control, nothing like that. Never was on birth control while I was trying to have children, like while I was married ever. So I did when I was younger, just for a very, very short amount of time. I tried it a couple times and I hated it. So I was like, no. I hated the side effects. I hated feeling hungry all the time. I hated all that whole thing. So that was not even a thing for me. My hair is just a disaster today. Anyway, can't help but looking at myself in this thing. I'm like, oh gosh. Anyway, we got married in August, so starting that January, we really were starting to try to have kids. We had been together, 4 years prior, so it was kind of time, I guess. And I was dying for one. I had turned 27 that year, that in October. So, January came and I'm 27 and I have no kids, and there's people around me that have kids or are having kids, and I just really felt like it was time for me. I really wanted one. I'd always wanted children. So I thought, yeah, it's time. So we tried for a couple months, did OPKs. I ovulated. Though my periods were a little bit off, like they were a little bit longer than what I would call normal. Like they were maybe 30, sorry, I'm trying to drive, 30 some days, which I know up to like 35 or so days really isn't what you would call. That was rude. People are so rude here. Anyway, sometimes. Okay, so 30 some days or so, and they just gradually got longer as time went on, but according to OPKs, I was ovulating, we tried, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so skip to April, still not pregnant, and in April, the end of April that year, this is 2016, my husband at the time had a stroke, and it was due to a cyst that was on his brain that nobody knew about, and it just caused the spinal fluid to build up and caused him to have strokes. Well, multiple strokes, but main big one, and several mini strokes. Affected his eyesight and his memory. So after he got out of the hospital, he was on a vent for over 19 days, I think. He finally, was starting to do better, woke up. We stepped down in the hospital from ICU, and then there's a cop up here. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to drive and talk and pay attention to the road, and mess. I should have known better, but couldn't help it. I really, really wanted to get this out today because it's important. So anyway, after he got out of the hospital, then he went to rehab for a few weeks and could walk and talk and eat and all these things again. However, he still didn't really remember me so much. He knew who I was, but he didn't really know me as his wife. He knew me. He said what he remembered of me was the beginning of our relationship, which was many, many years prior to that at this time. I stayed till July of 2017, trying to work everything out, see if he could remember anything, see if he wanted to be with me, etc., etc. Basically came to the fact that we had to get divorced. So we got divorced, and I prayed to God. I was like, obviously that was a halt, a halt on our, on my thought of having kids. So now it's been, now I am, at that point in July of 2017, I was 28, almost 29. Like I said, my birthday's in October. I was almost 29 years old, trying to figure out what in the world am I going to do now. I've lost a husband. I have no kids. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's no way, and I was full of shame and guilt for leaving, for feeling like I had failed my husband at the time, but he, didn't know me either. So anyway, that was something I had to get over. With God's help, thankfully I did. And so in February of 2018, I met my now husband, who is literally a godsend. Like, I cannot even explain how amazing he is. I never, ever thought it possible that I could love someone the way that I love him, and that I could be with someone the way that I am with him. It's just amazing. So February of 2018, we were introduced to each other. We weren't out looking for each other, like, in a sense. Like, we didn't meet on a dating app or whatever. Like, people introduced us to each other, so that was amazing. And we were married by July of 2018. Sorry, this is 2019. Whew. 2018. So, this is now the end of, this is January 25th, 2019. I'm now 30 years old, no kids, and, though we have been trying since, we haven't been stopping anything since we got married in July, but no children. Thankfully, my gynecologist, my OBGYN, has been with us, been with me this whole time. So she is aware of what's happened, went on. She knows, I've tried multiple times. It's not, to have a child, it's not working. It's been over a year altogether, etc., etc. And she knows that I want a kid. So, brings it to now, since eventually my periods went to a point where they were no longer irregular, they were just absent, period. Like, literally. I had a period, the last actual period I had on my own was like in last September or last August. I think it was last August. And then, so it was August of 2018. I didn't have another period until October, when I went to the doctor for my yearly PAP, which was completely fine. And when I did, she gave me some progesterone or Provera to start a period for myself. So with that, I took 5 days of progesterone, and then 5 days after my last pill, I started my period. Have not at this point, I had not had a period since that point. So that was probably actually in the beginning of November when I actually had the last period. I took the pills in the end of October, started my period I guess the beginning of November, and have not had a period since. It is now January 25th, 2019. It's been 81 days since I've had a period. So fast forward to yesterday. So let me start to the beginning of January. She told me when I was there, if I had not started a period in 60 days, to call her and we would talk about what we needed to do. So I called 60 days into it, and I told her I had not had a period, and she said, okay, her nurse said, okay, well, what we're going to do is we are going to start you on Clomid. That's, the first step, start you on Clomid, but you're going to have a period first, obviously, to start Clomid. So I said, okay, well, I haven't had a period yet. So she said, we're going to wait till the end of the month. If you have not had a period in the end of the month, then we're going to go on. I said, okay. So I called yesterday. It has, like I said, yesterday was day 80 of my cycle. Not had a period. Not even I have not had a period. I have no clue where I'm at in my cycle. I don't have a clue if I've even ovulated ever, in those 3, apparently I haven't, or I would have had a period, so I don't know. But anyway, so yesterday I contacted them, said day 80, what are we going to do? The doctor said, we are going to start you on progesterone again and get you a period, and then you'll start your Clomid. So that's where I'm at now today. That's why I wanted to take this moment to go through this, because I wanted to get you up to where I'm at right now. I'm literally on my way to an outpatient clinic here close to my doctor's office. I have to have a blood HCG test just to make sure that, verify that I am not pregnant, which I really believe I'm not. So they have to verify that before they give me progesterone. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then I'm going to go to work, and they're supposed to call me today, let me know, of course, if my test is positive or negative, which I'm sure it's negative. And then they should have already called in the progesterone for me to pick up, or actually probably have my husband pick it up today, because normally I don't get out of work in time to get it at the pharmacy. So my husband will go get that today, and then I will start the progesterone tonight, and we'll get this going. But I just really wanted to do this for you guys. I wanted you guys to know not to give up. I know that God has a plan for my life, or he wouldn't have given me another husband. He wouldn't have given me all of these many, many blessings that he has done for me, and he knows how badly I want a child. I've literally been wanting a child. Seriously wanting a child since I was 26 years old. I'm now 30, and I'm so ready. So I wanted to give you guys an update. I wanted to also encourage you all to please never, 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 never give up. I feel like I have went through so much in such a short amount of time in my life, but I'm not giving up, and God is never going to fail me. He's never ever going to fail me. Even if I don't have a child, that doesn't mean that I won't have a child. Even if I don't have a child of my own, that doesn't mean I'm not going to have a child, period. I do want to try to have a child on my own first, but if that doesn't work, then I will have a child through adoption, through something. So I cannot sit here and think that God won't be faithful, because he's been faithful in everything else, and there's no reason for me not to believe that he won't be faithful in this. So I wanted to vlog my journey and let people know and encourage them it's not the end, because you might have fertility, even though, like I said, I have not been diagnosed per se. I have. I am apparently going through infertility. So I just wanted you guys to be encouraged. Please don't give up, okay? Please. Keep going, keep fighting. Even if you've done it longer than me, even if you haven't had it as long as me, keep going, because he's not done with you yet, okay? He's not done. He's not, and he won't be, okay? All right, I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll let you know about the update. I might update you guys tomorrow to let you know about what it says, and you know, if I've started my pills or not, what the dosage is, and all of that. So I'll let you guys know shortly. See y'all later. Bye.